Hey guys. Hey guys, so I'm back with another video and I have my notebook with my notes because we got a lot of things to get through today, so let's get going. Twitter, Instagram, follow me on there, please. I am begging you. Also, I have something in the works. I might be doing a second channel anytime soon, and by soon I mean could be next week, could be next month, could be next year. We never know with my procrastinating self, but I definitely am thinking about it and I'm already planning videos on it. I'll keep you updated on that one if you follow me on Instagram and Twitter. That's where you'll most commonly be updated, so I suggest follow me. Keemstar Cosmetics, he finally got his palettes, you know, the ones that he was supposed to already be like sending out so people get them for Christmas. Yeah, he just about now got them and is sending them out. So if you ordered these in hopes of getting them for a special someone for your Christmas, I don't know why you would do that unless you hated them, then Keemstar is now going to be sending them out and he is now signing them, I guess to make up for, you know, the lying that he did to get here, aka lying about this being a pre-order and lying about just everything else, because that's what Keemstar does. He lies. Keemstar just don't like him very much, or is that not obvious? Danielle Khan, we just had Christmas, and Danielle Khan, just like every other 13-year-old, got a bunch of luxury goods, and apparently her brother got a lizard. Now, people made a big fuss that Danielle Khan is clearly the favourite child, which, like, she is. I'm sorry to say that. I think anyone with a brain and knows that, because she is the breadwinner in the house. She's the moneymaker. She's the star. So I'm assuming that Jen is very in love with Danny, and hence why she puts so much attention into her relationship with Danny and not anyone else. So do I think her brother is pushed aside? Absolutely. But do I think he kind of enjoys it? Yeah, I think he does. I think he's got that kind of personality type where he does not want to be disrupted, disturbed. He doesn't want to be treated like a commodity. He doesn't want to make money for the family and have that much pressure put on him, and he doesn't want to be treated like someone that he's not. And I think he's perfectly fine with it. And do I think he actually wanted a lizard? Absolutely. And I genuinely think that Jen was very happy when he said, I just want a lizard, and you can spend a few grand on Danny if you want and just get me a lizard. So do I think this was his choice? Yes. But was Jen happy about this? Absolutely. We all know that Danny is her, you know, golden child, also the child that lays golden eggs for her, that ensures she gets rent paid in a beautiful house in LA. She drives a nice car and she can live a life full of luxuries and no stress. So yeah, that's my opinion on that. Sabrina Carpenter, if you don't know who Sabrina Carpenter is, I've never spoken about her, but she's actually one of my favorite artists. She's a singer, she's a songwriter, she does the whole thing. She played in a Disney Channel show called Girl Meets World, which was a spin on Boy Meets World, and it had the original actors from Boy Meets World as the parents of the girl that now meets world. And the Girl Meets World was played by a different actress, and her best friend was played by Sabrina Carpenter. Now that's the backstory of Sabrina Carpenter. She now does not play in Disney Channel things anymore, and she makes music. I've now lost my pen. And she now makes music, which I very much enjoy. She also played in Tall Girl on Netflix, which was a wonderful movie, and that was great. I actually want to do more movie commentaries. I always enjoy watching those. I think it definitely does kind of jump into the realm of commentary, which I'd consider myself like a drama / commentary channel, and I think movie commentary would be quite fun. But I kind of want to do it on my second channel because it's more me, you know? I don't know. I've got a lot of plans for that second channel that we tend to talk about on here. And in Tall Girl, she played the sister of the main girl who was very tall, and the tall girl's love interest towards the end of the movie, her love interest was a guy that was played by an actor called Griffin Gluck. We're finally towards the end of the story. Now, Griffin Gluck and Sabrina Carpenter met on set of Tall Girl and are now dating, which, like, you're thinking, Angelika, why do we care? I'll tell you why you care. Because Griffin Gluck is racist, sexist, transphobic, homophobic, and anything else that ends in the word phobic. And now people are calling out Sabrina Carpenter for basically dating someone who is problematic, because I kind of see where people are coming from, because I feel like you don't usually associate yourself with people who have very much like the extreme opposite views from you. So for example, I wouldn't associate myself with someone who is racist, because that is the extreme opposite of who I am as a person, and I just don't feel like you can get along with someone like that when your core basic morals and ethics are so different. I wouldn't associate myself with someone sexist because I am a female, and if they are sexist towards females, clearly that goes against everything I am as a human being, so wouldn't associate myself with that. And I think in a broader sense, you know, it just goes to show that maybe, just maybe, Sabrina Carpenter maybe isn't as bad on the spectrum of being racist and homophobic as he is, but maybe she just doesn't mind it, and that is also a problem in itself. And just the pure association of someone like that is also a problem. She then addressed it, but not in like a general tweet. She kind of replied to someone else's tweet, so it's not like readily available on her Twitter. You'd have to go through her replies to see her address this situation. And she addressed it just by saying that she doesn't agree with anything that he has said, and she doesn't agree with what's come out about him, but she must have known. Like, you don't just become racist overnight, or you're not just racist in some aspects but not other, and you're not just racist in some parts of your life but not others. And I just don't see how she wouldn't have known that he is like that. And if you're wondering how we know that he is, he likes numerous posts on Instagram and Twitter that are highly insensitive towards the groups that I just mentioned, and she obviously knows because she would see that he liked those posts, and she, you know, you'd think that she'd be like, hey, what's the deal with that? And it was only addressed once, you know, he got called out for it publicly, and the matter of fact is that he's now staying silent while his girlfriend is receiving all the hate, even though he's the one that should be receiving the hate. I don't know, I think he should just speak up and explain himself, because this wasn't too long ago that he was liking these posts. And he has now unfollowed the page that posted most of the memes that he liked, which just goes to show that he knows he fucked up. He can tell he up, but he's just not going to address it. Trisha Paytas, we haven't spoken about her in a long time since she falsely copyright striked someone else's channel and got them terminated. Still haven't heard any updates on that, so would love to hear that, Trisha Paytas. She also spoke out on a situation that she did not need to get involved in, including Nikocado Avocado and Stephanie So, and she said absolutely nothing of value for 50 minutes straight, but just ended up getting views from it and probably AdSense. And now, Trisha Paytas is dating John Hill. Now, if that surname sounds familiar to you, but you don't know who John Hill is, think Jaclyn Hill, or more specifically, Jaclyn Hill's ex-husband. This is a crossover that I never thought would happen, in the words of Loey Lane. Loey Lane tweeted out saying basically like, this crossover is insane. And Jaclyn Hill liked that tweet. They posted like a few Instagram pictures together, and they were like kissing, making out on the Instagram stories. He just seems like the biggest clout chaser. The thing about Jaclyn Hill is she seems to attract these guys that want to use her and then let her go. John Hill dated her, obviously got followers from it. They then divorced. He got a new girlfriend, and he basically persuaded her to have a YouTube channel as well. And now he stopped dating her and he moved on to Trisha Paytas, probably the biggest clout chaser there is. John Hill gives me bad vibes, and so does Jaclyn Hill's new boyfriend, who has now started his own cooking channel. Comedy Shorts Gamer, if you don't know who that is, Comedy Shorts Gamer is KSI's younger brother, and KSI's younger brother has recently been getting roasted on the Twitter timeline for his old YouTube intro, which I'm not going to play on here because I feel like I'd get demonetized, but I'm sure you can find it on Twitter. It basically goes over, I don't even know how to start talking about his intro. He calls a girl and then he like puts a tissue up to her nose and she faints, if you know what that means, and he then drags her away while... Yeah, I know that was a few years ago, but he was also an adult a few years ago. So you'd think he'd know better, but what do I expect from that family? Absolutely nothing. James Charles recently posted a picture or two pictures on Twitter where he's in this like bathrobe and he's got like a full beat and looks great. But then you zoom in and his face just looks so fake. It looks like you just stuck on a fake face onto a real body. The amount of Facetune that went into that picture is actually quite concerning. I understand the artistry behind Facetune sometimes, but I feel like he just gets worse and worse with every picture, and at this point he just doesn't look like himself in the pictures, which maybe that's his intention. Maybe he Facetunes his pictures to not look like himself and to take on a whole different persona, and if that's the case, wonderful, but he just looks like a whole different human being. Like when I saw that, I was like, who is that? Oh, James Charles, right, wouldn't have guessed. Next, David Dobrik. Have never spoken about him because he seems like an unproblematic king, and he still is, so let's get into it. David Dobrik is actually being forced to move out of his house. He has a something like $2.2 million mansion in LA, and he doesn't live in a gated community, but he just has a gate around his house that you could easily jump over if you really wanted to, and that's what I'm going to get into. His fans keep on showing up to his house and he keeps on talking about it. He keeps on saying, hey guys, don't come to my house. Hey guys, I don't want you guys to come to my house. He posts on Instagram, on Twitter, on someone's podcast, so he keeps on talking about it, and the fact that his fans see the distress that's causing him and still come over thinking that there's like, oh, I'm so committed that I just came to like see you. Absolutely not. I would hate for someone to invade my privacy in that way. I just don't think you're in any position as a viewer of a YouTube channel to turn up at their house uninvited, mainly after they have on multiple occasions said, don't come to my house. It's just not right. And apparently his neighbors want him to move out because they're scared of their kids playing out in like the front yard when there's just cars driving past slowly observing them. Like, it's just, you feel uncomfortable as a neighbor of that, let alone as David Dobrik. So he's like, you know, on the verge of having to move out, but he loves this house and he doesn't want to move out of this house, and he shouldn't have to move out of this house because some people can't respect people's privacy. The thing is, you can have a friend-like connection with someone that you watch on the internet. You can feel like you know them very well. But matter of fact, I've said this on multiple occasions, you know about 10% of that person's life, if even that. You can have a friend-like connection with someone. You can feel a certain, you know, like, oh, I know them, they're nice, I like hanging out with them, but it does not make you actual real-life friends. And if you're not real-life friends with someone, you don't just turn up to their house. That's not what you do. It's gross. Don't do that, please. I find the whole situation so disgusting because I can just imagine the feeling of like, oh God, there's someone outside my house again. Oh look, there's more people jumping my fence. So another David Dobrik tea is he had a Tesla giveaway, which like absolutely everyone took part in. You had to follow Team SeatGeek and post on your Instagram story about the Tesla giveaway, and he would give one Tesla away to someone randomly. And he picked out a girl who I think she was on like 1,000 followers, and now she's on like 20,000 followers, obviously because he reposted her. And she lives in California, and people were in like uproar over this because they were like, oh, you sent this to someone in California so you wouldn't have to pay so many shipping fees, and you picked someone that you already knew. Like, there's a big conspiracy theory that it was someone that he already knew who was an influencer. She has a YouTube channel, but she didn't have enough followers for her to be considered like this big influencer that he could have possibly known. She wasn't in any way connected to him, and people said, oh, you know, you had her name saved in your phone. Well, because he had to come into contact with her, and you probably have to contact her more than once, so it makes sense to save her name under the number that she provided him with in the DMs. I don't know, this whole thing is just people, I guess, being angry that they weren't the ones that want the Tesla, because everyone wants a Tesla. I want a Tesla, you know? You want to be an eco-friendly sister, and sometimes you just can't afford a Tesla. And I feel like people were very angry that it was someone that looked privileged and looked like they had enough money to buy a Tesla. But the thing is, everyone puts their best foot forward on the internet, and everyone makes themselves look like they are in a much better financial situation or just life situation in general than they probably usually are. So I don't think, you know, to assume that she's got enough money to buy herself a Tesla. We don't know that. And also, she won fair and square. You can't, you know, deny that. She won. Next, tea. Tana Mongeau posted a 40-minute long video that I watched where she goes over her updates about her life, mental health, just the way she's been feeling lately, her self-esteem, and Jake Paul. She goes over the fact that Jake Paul was never actually good for her, and he still isn't, and that after they got married she saw a switch. She also describes a situation that heavily, to me, resembles Alyssa Violet's situation with him. If you put those two videos side by side, it's the same thing, where Tana Mongeau says, you know, yes, I was open to an open relationship, but I only did that because I wanted to be the cool girlfriend. I didn't want to stress him out more. I wanted to be, you know, the cool girl, which, first of all, I've seen that trope in movies so many times, and I feel like there's been videos made on it now. The cool girl trope, the not like other girls trope. The girl that eats fast food and plays video games and doesn't wear much makeup, but she's still so stunning, and she doesn't really care about how she looks, and she knows a lot about cars, and oh, my laptop. She knows a lot about cars, and she's gonna be like one of the boys, and she's gonna drink beer with you, and she doesn't care about all those girly things because she's better than that. She's not like the other girls. And I guess Tana Mongeau fell into the trap of not being like other girls. She wanted to be the cool girl. She wanted to not be like his ex-girlfriends. She wanted to not put pressure on him. She just wanted to, I guess she wanted to be liked by him, or even loved by him. So she was open to an open relationship, but she thought it would, you know, be an every now and then hookup, and he would bring a different girl to the house every single day, which must have been hard. And that does sound like the Alyssa Violet situation, where he had girls coming in every day and she just had to put up with it, and when she did the same to him once, it was over. But he's been doing it to her all this time. And the worst part about that video is it almost, to me, screams, you know, I'm insecure. And that, I don't mean that in a bad way, I mean that in like a I feel very bad for her way, because I feel like she is very insecure in who she is as a person. Not because she has to be insecure, but because no one's ever made her feel good enough. She always talks about how bad her childhood was and how she didn't really get much attention from her parents, and when there was attention, it was always bad attention. She was never made to feel like she was smart enough or pretty enough, hence why all the cosmetic procedures, because no one ever made her feel like she was good enough, smart enough, pretty enough, worthy of respect. And that translates heavily to the relationships that she puts herself in, has put herself in, and will put herself in, until someone breaks that cycle for her of insecurity and accepting being treated like shit just because someone gives you a little bit of attention. And I feel genuinely bad for her. I think this is so bad for her mental health. I think she needs to definitely go see someone, a professional, and talk through the issues starting at childhood and ending now, and seeing how they can reverse what has happened and fix it from this point on. But I also think she needs to leave Jake Paul in 2019, and it doesn't seem like she is planning on leaving him in 2019, because she says this video is not hate on Jake Paul, and this video does not mean that I am breaking up with him or done with him, which to me is just, it's such a toxic situation that she's put herself in, and that's no way be blaming her. You can definitely put yourself in a toxic situation without even realizing it, and at that point you can't really blame yourself, because it's just what happens. It happens to the best of us, and she needs someone to take her out of that situation and leave Jake Paul in the past and try to work on herself without a boyfriend. I think definitely just focus on yourself, fix that, do whatever you need to do with that, and then find someone that will complement that, and not try to, I guess, like fill out the like gaps in your life with a boyfriend, because that will never happen. You need to be a whole person before you try to be in a relationship with someone else. But I guess I'm glad she addressed all the like, oh, this is fake, this is for clout, because I guess it was for clout at the start, and it was for clout for Jake, but it at some point stopped being for clout for her, which is the sad part of this whole situation. Austin McBroom. So they suddenly have been doing Vlogmas, just like literally everyone else. And then they took a few days break right before Christmas and during Christmas time, which makes sense. You want to spend time with your family and not have to vlog. Mainly because they can't just sit down and film for half an hour and then send it off to an editor. They have to film all throughout the day, which would mean they've got a camera on them all the time during Christmas, which just kind of isn't what you want. And a few people just said like, hey, where's the video? Because I guess they didn't announce that they were taking a break. People were like, you know, we want a video, where's the video? And he said, for those of you getting upset because we haven't posted in a few days, do us a favor and unsubscribe and stop watching our every move. We know our loyal Ace family members will understand that we need a little break. I think we deserve some quality time away from the camera. He then follows that up with, some of y'all are ungrateful for free content. Some of y'all should be charged every time you watch someone's video. I know why y'all think it's just so easy to make videos every day or every other day. If it was so easy, everyone, including yourself, would be doing it. I hardly ever rant, but just know, if you know us, whenever the Ace family takes a break, it's for a reason. Stay tuned, because when our break is done, we're coming back stronger than ever with some exciting news, love, peace, family, and a little heart. This is so entitled. I talk about this all the time. YouTubers, first of all, make it seem like YouTube is a very difficult job, or more difficult than it actually is. They've got an editor and probably a videographer to come along and make the shots look nice. And the thing is, their content isn't even like something you need to plan, something creative, something that's like, you know, it takes time, effort, resources. You know, it's not a Mr. Beast video or something. They do vlogs. They do what they would do anyway in a normal day, and then they vlog it. Sometimes I wonder if bigger YouTubers lose sight of what YouTube actually is. The only reason you make money is because people want to watch your videos. And some people almost lose sight of that. They almost feel like, oh, I pay myself. You don't. If people decided right now to stop watching your content, you would make $0 a month. Zero. You would be broke. So I think sometimes you just need to be grateful for what you have, grateful that you have fans that watch you and watch the ads on your videos, and shut up. This is entitled, this is ungrateful, this makes it sound like he does not care about you guys and does not care about his job, and it also makes it sound like YouTube is so difficult when it isn't, mainly when you make that kind of content. So let's not, Austin, please. And the last piece of tea is Gabbie Hanna. I left it till the end because I'm hoping I don't get demonetized if I just put it at the end. Recently, a Gabbie Hanna tweet was found from 2011 where she tweets out saying, a new study just uncovered the #1 cause of pedophilia is children, and people found that and were obviously outraged for obvious reasons. And she then deleted that tweet, and then she tweeted out a tweet now saying, in 2011 I tweeted a meme I saw, surprise, I steal jokes because at the age of 20 I thought it was funny. I've deleted it because as a 28-year-old woman it no longer represents what I find entertaining. Sorry to anyone who was hurt by this, I think it's gross too. And she puts the tweet that she tweeted out along with a meme that she stole, which one, #1, stealing jokes, obviously that's a thing she does. Glad she finally admitted it. But 2, she was 20. I'm 19, I'll be 20 in 4 months, well, 3.5, and I do not find this funny in any way, shape or form. I don't know if just the comedy style was different back then or what, but I am not finding this funny. Mainly when you put her other tweets that she forgot to mention, because, you know, it's easy to take this tweet and be like, oh, I copied it from a meme, because that's a very good excuse. Oh, I copied a meme, it was a meme, fair enough, I didn't invent the joke. But she failed to mention these tweets from 2012, which is only a year later, when the person you're with / dating / hooking up with is so immature you feel like profile. Wouldn't it be awesome if two profiles pretended to be a 13-year-old kid online and met each other instead? When a senior in high school hits on you and he's so hot you actually want to say hell yeah, hashtag Ophelia, hashtag cougar. Were those stolen jokes too? Is that the kind of humor you find funny at the age of 20 and 21? Because that was in 2012 later on. Yeah, Gabbie, I'm gonna need you to just shut up because this is grim. She is an awful human being. And on top of that, Alx James recently uploaded a video about Gabbie Hanna. It's part 1 and part 2, and the second part is about Curtis Laporte, who obviously was involved with Jessie Smiles at one point in time. And the first part of Gabbie Hanna basically talks about how she pretended to be his hacker who has like tormented him for a while and pretended to have all of his information. So he thought he was going to get like his private details, like his address and stuff, leaked because he had this hacker who called him now on his number. And then she was just like, it's a prank, bro. And he goes over just like her character as a person and why he believes that everything that's come out about Gabbie Hanna recently and all the stuff with Jessie Smiles is true. I'll leave a link to that video in the description if you want to watch it. And that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, comment down below, anything to comment down below, and subscribe because I post videos every other day unless there's a delay. And if there is one, then I suggest turning on post notifications, and then you'll know when that's happening and you can still watch it on time. Follow me on my social media, it'll be in the description down below, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.